subscription excitement. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start getting to these critiques. Again, we're on the Discord server, post up what you can, and I'll get to as much as I can within this hour, alright? We're starting, we'll say at 5, so we've got for 1 hour until it's 6 o'clock for me. So, to you epic artists, I want to show you my love and support. Aww,
perhaps
Razor.
I should try more rockets.
Neo! And that's Neo's 2nd month. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Okay. Alright guys, so first up we've got Ender Kai's drawing here. Looks like it's some background work, and it looks like a little mountain side of ice of sorts. Spirals around and stuff like that. I like the idea. I like the movement that's going on here. Make sure my music isn't too high either. What's up, Lydia? So the background, like, I like the idea that you have with the stars, and some of it looks really nice. But if you look, like, there's a lot more texture that happens, especially in a starry night background, you know what I mean? Especially if you can see all the stars. There's a lot of different colors and vibrancies that kind of go through. You've got, like, purples and greens and blues and a little bit of red and stuff here, too. Like, it's a crazy amount of color, and I would highly recommend trying to do that. Like, literally look at pictures of, like, galaxies and stuff like that and see what you can really do, especially if you're gonna do something kind of high fantasy like this, where the mountain's perfectly cut all the way up to the top. It's obviously kind of a fantasy-esque look, right? So I would really recommend, you know, going crazy with that. Think about how people actually paint those fantasy kind of backgrounds where the colors are super vibrant, adding with the stars and stuff like that. Also be careful, like, you have some good ideas with some of the larger stars and some of the smaller ones, but try to mix it up a little bit more. Like, they all seem very perfect, even though they're randomly placed. It's all,
perhaps
like,
I should try more rockets.
Harvard, thank you so much for the resub, baby. Sub hype in the middle of my talking, so. Okay, Saturn, I'll do my best. And guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to catch up through chat while I'm trying to give the feedback at the same time, okay? So, alright. So yeah, try to, again, I would really recommend looking at, like, we're just gonna look up Starry Night. And I'm gonna get Van Gogh's, I should have thought of that, actual sky pictures, here we go. Okay, but check this out, like, literally, I just Google searched it really quick.
For great science!
See the difference in variation, where you've got this really dark blackish area and then it's more light here? Or you can even look up other ones. There's a lot of different colors that you can get. This is just one version of it. But see how the stars are all very randomized? You've got a lot of different colors that go, and, or, I'm sorry, not colors, but a lot of different sizes, right? A lot of different resizes that you're gonna, different sizes that you're gonna see all the way through here, from slightly larger ones to really tiny itty bitty just specks, to some of them that actually blend into these other colors and just kind of make this nice lighting effect, right? So try to move around a little bit with that. Also for your mountain, try to think a little bit more on, again, I just want to see it pushed a little bit more with some of these shades. That's gonna be a really dark background, right? The sky that we look up into, there's really no light that's reflecting back. So all of this mountainside is actually going to be really, really, really dark. Okay? So, like, any dark purples from this background that you're going to see how all the whoops, sorry. On this picture that I Googled really quick, see how all the foreground's in black? That's because, again, we're not getting any light source. The light source is on this background, and you're not going to get anything. There's no light source on this mountain or anything like that. So that's going to be all a lot darker. Other than that, I like the idea. I like the swirls and stuff here. Like, it's very whimsical and pretty. It's just a couple things that you could really push with that. So look up a couple different references to help push you in the right direction. Nice job, though. Dream Fiction, I think you posted, yeah, Dream Fiction, you posted another one, so I'm gonna wait and go back to that. Hep, I will start with this one, but I know you posted it a few times through. And I think you were asking for tips on, like, clothing, and also so you were asking about stuff about Yordles too. So, Panda Warrior asked, hey Rin, how do you come up with characters? Because I have a problem of redrawing pictures from the internet. Panda Warrior, let me get around to you on that.
Perhaps I should try
okay?
more rockets.
Rob Figaro, yo, thank you so much for that sub, baby. Welcome to the Yordle Tech team. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. we should be back at, because of the sub stuff, you are now my resub into 100 subs, which pushed me back up so that I can get those icons uploaded as soon as I can make them. I'm trying to get around to. Guys, thank you so much for all of that. I really appreciate it. I promise I will get those two new
Perhaps I should try more
and
rockets.
Shadow! God, you guys, thank you so much. Shadow, thank you. Okay, sorry. So for Rex, for your Yordle shapes, I think,
For great
Cappy
science.
said something to you earlier where it's like 3 heads high. That's actually about the size that most Yordles are. You're going for more of a like human proportions here. You really want to just kind of like, it's still human proportions. You're gonna have the elbows, you're gonna have you know, your wrists and everything that still show up. Personally, is how I see Yordles, right? It's just really morphed down into a smaller version with a pretty big head. It's really what it is. So that being said, like, keep the idea that you have here, but make everything smaller. Or, I know this sounds kind of weird, but like, look at how kids are. See how small everything that's on a kid? These Yordles have much more childlike physique in the proportions value, but the heads and stuff like that, and then like the muscle build and stuff like that is still that of like an elderly person. Or at least older, you know? So, I mean, just play with that and really think about that. Try to keep figuring out what'll work for you on that. It's a little different because when you're trying to learn proportions in general on a normal human body, and then you're trying to squash that to fit for a Yordle, it's kind of weird. So, that might be a little hard, but just keep practicing with it. You'll get there. So, that being said, yeah, you just gotta squash him. You gotta squash him a lot. You want, like, head, 2, 3, like his legs would end right here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta squash him all the way down to like where his waist is. His legs should not be this far down. And then I wanna see a little bit more with his character. He's kind of plain right now, and I think it's mostly from his clothes and stuff like that. I want to see. I want to see a little bit more with this character. Look up some other clothing styles. You know what I mean? Like, really try to have some fun. Look at what the Journal of Justice used to have for Yordles. Look at what other people have come up with ideas for the world of League of Legends. Look at League as a whole. Check out how everybody dresses differently, where they're from, and kind of think of that and put some of that Bandle City, I'm assuming he's from Bandle City since he's Yordle, put some of that Bandle City, like, funk onto him, because you can still have him be, like, a cool dude with a hat back, you know, and the hoodie and stuff like that, but I want to see a little bit more characteristics of, like, Bandle City, like, maybe he's got a couple belts that come around the back that he holds another, like, gun or something like that. Let's see some more detail on his gun. Let's see those crazy, like, rigged together pieces of metal that he would make this, you know, his gun out of. His belt even might have a bunch of different, like, little clip-ons and stuff like that. Like, they go crazy with their decorations with belts and clothing. Have some fun with it. Maybe give him some pieces of armor here and there, or patches of armor. Like, it doesn't even have to make sense. Like, maybe he's only got, like, one shoulder armor, and then, like, he's got, like, half of a shoulder pad, or like a breastplate, like half that comes over or something like that. Have fun with it, you know what I mean? Like, really start giving him some more character than just this plain normal stuff. That's what I want to see with that. So work on his proportions, and then start playing a little bit more with clothing and ideas. Keep developing on him. Keep playing with different stuff. Even if you don't like it, try something different. Draw him like 5 times in a row just with nothing on, and then draw different stuff on him every single time. That'll really help and kind of push your character a little more. I like it though. You're getting there. Rustfire, I'm not going to critique this because this piece is not yours, and I know it's something you said that you would like to learn how to do. So whomever this is, I'm sorry for that. I'm not sure who the credit is because Rustfire did not put the credit in there. But, I mean, it is a good piece, and Rust, we can go over this idea later. When you post your stuff, I can try to give you some idea of how to work with this kind of stuff, okay? Alright, now I'm going to go back to a question that I missed a minute ago. I'm going to look into the channel really quick here. Double check. Okay. Hey, Rin, how do you come up with a character? Because I have a problem with redrawing pictures from the internet. Yeah, you don't really want to just keep redrawing pictures from the internet because, I mean, it's good for reference to get started, but once you start making your own characters, you really want to start thinking about that. And how you do that is thinking about every single piece of characteristic. Like, why is it, okay, Panda, put it this way. Why do you wear the clothes that you do? Why is it that you act the way you do? What makes you an individual? Now think of that as an actual character. How is that going to go into each piece? Where did this character come from? Why is it that they act the way they are? I mean, it actually goes back into a lot of character development in general. I made Rin based off of some things on me, but like, I messed with it a whole lot. Like, I was talking about Rin. I used to tweet about stuff about Rin having to clean up the customs and all these tools that she has to redo. That was actually me complaining about being at GameStop and having to reorganize all the shelves again. Like, you know, I started making up these different ideas and things like, what would Rin do if she was in my situation? You know, and she was in Piltover Customs and stuff like that. Like, have some fun with that, you know what I mean? And then when you do that, you can start looking up specific references of, like, okay, so she's a tech person from Piltover Customs, so let's look up Piltover. And you'll see all these cool different ideas of Piltover and how each person from Piltover have these different armors. And then you can kind of go, oh, okay, I like that. Looks like it's kind of steampunky. Let's look up steampunk fashion. And then we can look at the steampunk fashion. And then we can start trying to draw that onto our characters and play with that kind of stuff. So another trick to keep in mind, and I'll show you guys this really quick. Guys, when you're making characters, think about their silhouette, okay? Now, for humans, this is a little bit harder to do, but overall, when you're creating a character, and this is a cartoon thing, but their silhouette is going to really give them away and make sure that you know what kind of character that you have. Each character that's a good character is going to have a very unique silhouette, i.e., if you were just to take, I'm literally, watch, like, it's, who's that Pokemon? You know that Pokemon because they're in black, but that's their silhouette. Okay? Like, literally, who's that Pokemon? Okay, literally. You go like this, and you go, who's that Pokemon? It's Mewtwo! Like, the silhouettes of each of these characters are very, very apparent. Who is that? That's Mudkip. Like, you don't have to know, you know what each of these characters are based on their silhouettes, right? Think about that when you're creating your character too. Because the more that you know about that character's silhouette, the more that you're going to have that's presentable when you draw a character. I know that Pokemon because I'm a nerd. Thank you, Rob Figueroa. So, some things to think about when you're running through and making your characters, okay? The rest of it, like actually being able to draw and stuff like that, that's working on proportions, figuring out how you are going to draw, mapping stuff out, etc., okay? Okay, here's the other picture from Dream Fiction that I said I would go over. Oh man, you can still see the paint drying on that. I love this so much more from the first one that you posted. You did a lot better, Dream Fiction. You added kind of like a highlight around him so that it didn't blend completely into the background, which is definitely a style that you can do. Okay. And you can see a little bit more of the details. You can see the clothing folds actually wrapping around this character. Like, I can see the arms and stuff like that. I can see the drapes coming down a little bit more off of the main body, around the head and stuff like that. You did a good job there. I also like this dark purple fading into like a lighter color. That definitely gives it a little bit more of a pop too. I'm assuming you worked with acrylics, which acrylics are pretty tough to work with, especially when it comes to blending, because they usually dry, and that's how you have these chopped specific, like I can see color here, color here, color here, color here, color here, here, and there. Try to work as fast as you can and try to blend those a little bit better if you can, or maybe use a different medium. Oil pastels don't dry as quickly, and you can blend a lot more with them, but they take forever to dry. So like if you're trying to work more, it takes a long time to work with them. Play with your mediums a little bit and see what you can do here. Also, be careful about how too messy you get in here, because although I can see a lot of these shades, like some of this just looks like quick brush work. Spend your time on it. Mix in a little bit of water if you need to. You might need to use a thicker kind of paper, because it looks like you're on a regular, not a thick, weighted paper. And again, that's learning your materials, okay? Watercolors is really good too, actually. Tesla just brought that up. Watercolors is really good for this kind of stuff because you can slowly blend into stuff using the water to slowly kind of like mix stuff in together. It's really nice. I don't know how to do it very well, but I know little bits and pieces from doing traditional medium. So yeah, you'll definitely want a heavier set of paper that I call it by weight. So you'll want a heavier weight paper that will be able to absorb this without crumpling too much, or at least being able to hold it down a little bit better. The other thing too, although I really do like this outline, it's a little too thick for me. I want to see like a very light outline around him. But again, that's planning a lot of stuff out. Maybe you could take like a light amount of tape, like once he's all cleaned up and stuff like that, test to see if tape is going to bring that color up, and then like just literally tape outline on the outside, that just masking tape, and then you bring it back up because it doesn't stick all that well. You're good to go. That way you can like paint over top, you can blend everything, and then you can bring the tape up and it's not a big deal. Like it doesn't hurt your paper, it doesn't hurt your original thing that's already dry, and then you can blend everything and not have to worry about accidentally messing up your character. Other than that, I love what you did. Like I said, everything that you've got going on, keep practicing with this medium. See what you can and can't do with it. Push yourself with this and see what you can do, and try, like I said, get a thicker paper. Find out what's better for acrylics if that's something that you want to do. Maybe try some oil, watercolor or oil pastel. Or oil paints. I'm sorry, I think I said pastel earlier as well, and I meant oil paints. Keep with it, sweetheart. It's really, seriously, from the last one that you did an amazing pickup since then. So I really like it. Nice job. Alright, Hep with this little monkey that he accidentally posted 3 times. It's super cute. I love the big rounded face and the specific shape that you've got going on here. Same with the ears. Really big rounded shapes that you're trying to do here. I think it's lost on me on the body though, and I wanna see a little bit more of just like that teardrop shape for his body. And the eyes and stuff like that. Be careful, like if you're gonna do something very simplistic like this, really make sure that your circles are really, like, see how you've got these nice rounded versions right here, and the eyes are really nice and rounded. Then your actual pupils are kind of oblonged and strange. Like, you did such a good job with the rest of this. Do that with the
Perhaps I should try more
Phoenix,
rockets.
Thank you for the 2nd month of subbing, baby. Thank you so much. Guys, you fucking rock. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, it's just little stuff like that. I want to see a little bit more on that, and then we can work into, you know, a little bit more coloring and stuff like that. Other than that, like, keep with these simple shapes. I'd really love to see a little bit more. I really would like to see more on that. And like I said, keep a simple shape in the body. You're trying to put some muscle here, which he doesn't have muscle on the rest of him, you know? If he was a big, bulky ape, yeah, I would see that and be like, okay, change the face. But I wanna see from this face and just a simple, sweet little body. He's got such a subtle little smile, you know. Simplify it. You don't have to go overboard. Simplify it a little bit more. Make his body just one shape. And make sure you, like I said, consistency with the eyes. Other than that, really clean, really nice job, sweetheart. I like it. Unagi! Alright. Alright, hun, you're still working on it, and I can definitely see that you're still working on it. You just gotta keep pushing a little bit more. You've got this idea where, see this boot right here? This boot, you've got the bottom side of it. You can see this here, and the heel actually goes back this way. That's nice. But your arms go flat again. Same with the face. The face goes a little flat too. Look at pictures and ideas of how under the neck actually works. Right here under the chin, because there's no chin going on here right now. Looks like she's got headphones and stuff on. I know you said it's a whip too, so I want to see a little bit more, and I'm trying to get you an idea. Give me more detail. You start to do these really good shapes, and then you start to fall flat again. Like, make sure you're doing that for every single piece, dude. Make sure that those arms, go look up references of arms, okay? Look at where the elbow is and everything, and how that's gonna fall down on that. Make sure, because like the ears have a little bit of shape to them, and then the headphones don't have any shape to them. The head doesn't have any shape. The eyes are kind of losing some of the shape here. The feet have some decent shape, but you lost a little bit. Like, this is bent a little funky here. Keep working on that. You're so close. Like, if you keep sketching, you really start spend more time on your sketches so that you plan everything out. Even if you have to draw every single shape over and over again just to kind of figure it out, do it, because I would really love to see that. You're getting really close, man, and I know you've been practicing really hard, and I love seeing your progression. Nice job, dude, okay? You're really getting close there. It'll work later on. I'll watch the replay later. All right, later, Shari. Take care, man. All right, next up, we've got Lintaro. I love the simplistic lines here and in the face. I love his little genie look and, like, the simple little clouds and stuff going on here. See, I got my Red Bull to try to push me through for the hour today. I'm gonna do it. I think some of the issue I have with this right now, like, you've got a good idea. The shoulders look pretty nice. He looks pretty lax because they're down in a down position, and you can see the weight of the cloth around there. Bye, Unagi. Take care, sweetie. You can see some of the cloth sagging in this area too. Some of it's a little odd. Like the shawl here is a little odd. Also, because of where it's bagging right here, and because we don't see the rest of his legs, it looks like you've got, like, okay, here's his hip bone, his crotch, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. All right, so put your mature faces on here. But it looks like his crotch is sagging really low. You know what I mean? Like, it should be right about here because you see his belly button and the hip bones and that that area into your crotch area, right? You see those lines, and that's good line work there. A little off on some of these corners here, but you have the right idea. And then this line down here is like it's way too low. He should technically be right up in here. Okay. So, unless these are supposed to be super baggy pants, which you probably want to just take a little bit of the detail away from it, because right now the way it is sat, it makes it look it's completely off there. Same with the sash here. Some of the lines are just a little awkward, and really think about how that sash is going to sit on him, okay? Like, this one up here is really good, and you can actually keep those simplistic lines and do a little bit more in just some of the shading, so that you don't have to draw every single line, because here you drew too many lines. It feels really bunched and funky, and I think it's supposed to be tied here. Just doesn't quite feel right. Look up how that shawl would actually be tied together, and how those lines would actually, because it's tied, it's gonna follow like way more taut than being kind of bunched up and all squiggled all over here, right? Pay attention to arms, because this is, you know, your shoulder right here. I like this area right here. And then the elbow, this line comes in a little too far. This is way too far. Like, cross arms are really hard to draw, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I have a lot of issues trying to draw it, and I usually have to, like, take pictures of myself doing that. Be careful of that, okay? The face, the neck area feels pretty good to me. It's a little off in some places, but a little bit more practice. You've definitely got the right idea. Just playing with it more, looking at some more references will really help you. I like how the hat fits on him. So you're really close on a lot of occasions. You're just doing some minor little things that make it feel really wonky. Like, this needs to come up a little bit and into here a little more. Like, it just goes flat, and then the elbow makes it look even more wonky. It's just little stuff like that. So pay attention to arms, pay attention to the cloth, and I think you'll really get it. You're really, really close on a lot of this. It feels really nice. Nice job on it, sweetheart. You're really, really close. Keep your line work. I like the line work that you're doing with this very simple coloring style too. It feels nice. All right, next up is Ariella. Arilia? Sorry if I said that wrong. Just do it, Rin. What's up, Saturn? Okay, it looks like this is DJ Sona. I do like it. You've got some nice shading going on here. I like some of the sections of the hair. Your neck and body stuff here, it looks like you're trying to draw like the cloth around that, and the way that it sits on Sona totally doesn't do that at all. Like, because of that, it looks like her skin actually is getting like torn around, like somebody's grabbing her skin. Look, even my neck, look at, there's no lines that go around like that or anything like that. It looks like she's got really flabby skin that's being stretched around, and or I'm not really sure. It feels really awkward, and I don't like that. So be careful about that, because if cloth is the type of fabric that she's wearing is like skin tight, so it's going to look nothing like any bunching. There's going to be no lines like this at all. Okay. Your face and proportions are close, but they're really off at the same time. Like, you have the right idea for a nose, and you're getting the idea for lips, and you've even got the little chin piece, but the head is squashed right now. Your chin is really wide, which can be a thing, but it feels like for Sona, I mean, she's got a little bit longer of a chin, usually, and she's gonna be a little bit more rounded in the face, that's fine, but the head doesn't match up with that at all. Like, it's all little subtle little things. You're really close on everything. Like I said, like, I love the idea and the detail that you stuck to each of these. I love the subtle shading and stuff that you did in some of these areas. You're getting a good idea on that. But you're just off in your proportions. Think about all these things, okay? I'm sorry, guys. I am repeating a lot of the same things where it's looking at references, but literally, here's what I did for Sona, okay? Or, I'm sorry, not for Sona. For Ari, recently, here's a really good idea for you guys. What you're gonna do, next time you move into your next piece of art, make yourself a reference or an influence board, okay? So, what I do is, when I'm looking up League of Legends characters, I will literally do the 3D model for one. So, we're gonna do Sona 3D model. Okay, and look it, Lil King has it here. But I will not only just do that, I will look up. So, check this out. So you've got the whole 3D model of Sona that you can literally flip around and everything. It's really nice to have because you can look at every single detail that's painted onto these models, and it's a 360 thing. So you can see how the hair is a little bit, where the shades come in and out, how the body proportions are a little bit. Don't take it exact because, I mean, they simplify their models so that they work nicely into the game, and they make their models specifically so that you're looking at this 3/4 view, right? So some of the models have too long of necks and stuff like that. Be careful of that. Don't follow it by hand. Look at it for just the details in the characters, okay? So you can kind of understand how Sona's pieces in her hair work into her hair and stuff like that. And same thing. Look, hey, we can do DJ Sona right here. Load model. And it's broken. Oh my. Okay, not all of them work. So, that being said, use what you can. But literally, like, picture everything that you can. Do, like, okay, so I want to use a color scheme, but I don't know what kind of color scheme. You can't pause it, but you can take a screenshot of it, peace ads. So, like, okay, well, what colors do I want to use? Well, I want purple. Well then, right? Yeah, so that backfired in my face. So, I'm gonna move this over just in case anything bad shows up that I shouldn't. Huh. Mom's spaghetti code. So let's see here. Hey guys, guess what? If you're trying to do something with purple in it, guess what? You can type in purple color schemes and voila, look at this. There's a color palette entirely for you guys for everything. They can go, huh, ooh, I like these colors. I want to paint with these because this looks like I could use a sunset here with some of the purple that I get off of Sona's, for DJ Sona, for one of her skins, right? A lot of purple in there, so you can get some purple in that. You can pick some other colors and throw them into here as well, but get an idea. So you grab that for your influence board. You grab pictures of Sona for your influence board. So we're gonna go in here and be like, okay, Sona, no, DJ Sona, League of Legends, right? Nice. Okay, there's also things like this. Peloton.com. Mitsu just linked this to me. Thank you. You can pick colors from here and stuff too. Oh, this is cool. And it shows you different shades and stuff like that. Play with some of these things that feel good to you guys, okay? I'm not very good with color theory. I can tell you that right now. But I look up a lot of references from real life to give me an idea of what I want to do for color schemes, right? I'm trying to do that more so that I really think about my colors, okay? So, okay, then I've got, alright, so we've got DJ Sona, so I'm going to pick this up here. You know, I've got the official skin for her. I have the 3D model. I've got other fan art that people have drawn here, so we can grab this one too. This one is from zephroseart.deviantart.com. Make sure you guys give credit to them right there, or Facebook. Look, it's right there on the bottom. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm just showing it as a reference really quick. But guys, check out what other people do. Look at the official drawings. Make a huge reference board. And they're like, okay, well, I gotta draw her face too. Alright, well, if you're gonna draw her face, then I'm not trying to be racist here, guys, okay? But let's say, you know, for Ari, I literally typed in Asian face. Asian girl face. Because, the reason I did this is because I know that Ari is based off of a specific Asian kind of race, right? I believe it's Korean, technically, is a Kumiho, right? So, look that stuff up. Here's what I did to help with some of the lip and facial bone structure, because they have different bone structures compared to you and I. That's something you want to think about. So guess what? I grabbed this picture. Literally this picture I used to get an idea of, like, okay, so her jaw's a little bit more rounded, the nose is a little bit more flat, the eyes really nice, rounded right here, but there's like no underlid and stuff like that, so maybe a little light would reflect off of here. I looked at all of this. I put together this entire board of references for myself to get an idea to pull together to make Ari. Make your guys' influence board. Make your references. Get everything together before you start working, and then as you run into problems like, dang, I can't draw a hand. Well, guess what? We're gonna Google.com, we're gonna Google up hands. Hey, look, it's a hand and more hands. How do I draw hands? Type it in, guys, and if you can't find something that you're specifically looking forward to help you out, take pictures of yourself in the mirror, okay? It's going to help all of you a lot, and I know it takes a long time, but art is not meant to be fast, okay? Especially when you're learning. You're gonna be really, really, really slow at it, and you should be. Take your time. Take your time, learn, think about everything, and as you keep pushing yourself, as you keep thinking of each of these details, and as you get together all of this information that you can reference as you keep drawing and trying to make your own stuff, then you're going to get faster at it. You're gonna know, oh, okay, I know exactly what I want to do. Oh yeah, I know how to draw this hand now because I've drawn it like 500 million times. I know how to draw hands now. You start getting faster at it, okay? So don't go too fast. Get the information that you need and work on stuff, okay? Same for this. Look at pictures of how a face works because your head's too squashed right now, okay? The skin, like I said, that's not going to do that around there. The shoulder gets lost here. The hair isn't, like, it looks like you just kind of attach the hair here. But like I said, each individual piece that you have is really nice. The nose is really close. Maybe, like, you know, it's not going to be quite that low right here, and you're going to have a little bit more of an inside piece right here, but I mean, it's still a nice nose overall. I like it. The lips are really close. You're gonna have a little bit more of an upper lip. You know, you've got that little area right here. I don't know what this is technically called, where you know, it comes down into your lip, you know what I mean? But I mean, you started to try to do that. You're really close on all this, sweetheart. It looks really good. Your shading is, you know, it's not perfect, but again, you're kind of close. You've got an idea. You've got some hard shades and then some soft shades. I really like portions of this. I really do. Just get your proportions together, okay, sweetheart? You know, really think and plan each of that out. Draw each shape as you need to. Draw where her eyes are going to be too. Even the eyes aren't going to show. But like I said, I love how the helmet reflects. You've got some really strong stuff here. Keep practicing in your proportions and then work up from there, okay, honey? Peace ads! Alright, looks like we looked at the Fiora splash art and drew off of that. Nice try with that. So, it looks like you're drawing directly, like looking at it and then drawing out, which is a good way to start learning how to draw. Because you probably sat here like, okay, why is this here? Okay, that's for the underside of her armor, and her breastplate. And this comes down here, and then her legs are right here. You're just missing a lot of the details at this point, so really kind of think about each thing, like why is her hand positioned back like this, and where is her hand right here, and what's going on. Let's pull up the Fiora splash art. Okay, so here's why. I got it now. Okay. So her hand's not showing, but why is it not showing? Because that hilt is huge. That hilt should be way bigger because it's being pushed into space. Look at how big my hand is in the camera right now in comparison to my head. Because the perspective is pushing it towards the camera. Think about that kind of stuff when you're... Think about each and every detail that's coming in here and what is this and why is it here and why is her hair sit like that. You've got a good idea. You're working on it. Keep working on it. Keep trying to pick up each pieces. Try to keep picking up on each piece of detail and why everything is there, and question that every time you're drawing because it'll start giving you an idea and start making you understand and push towards more into your art, okay? It's a good start, though. Nice try. Keep it up, sweetheart, okay? Leo! Alright, looks like we've got some more pencil sketches from you. I like it. Again, I really like your simple lines and stuff that you've got going here. You're definitely going for a more anime face, so you've got the big eyes, little mouth, skinnier of a neck, and still a decent shoulder size. I'd say if you want to change a couple things, maybe not go so skinny on the neck, just widthen it out just a little bit more. Also, the top of the head is still really tall. Like, you know, here's about where her hairline is, and then her head technically comes out to like up here. So she's got a huge top of her head. Make sure you're still keeping your proportions, and even if you're going for an anime style, anime doesn't really have quite all of this like oops, I just closed my music. Dang it. You know, it doesn't still have this really large head. Just some minor little things that you're still working on here, but I still really like it. I like the kind of tattoo. The tattoo would actually sit a little bit more, like, think about how some of that's gonna move onto the body a little bit, because you can see her collarbone, but it looks like this tattoo is just slapped on top of it, you know? Think about how it's gonna fit into each of those. Let me put my music back on. I'm sorry, guys. YouTube. No copyright sound because they're awesome. No copyright sounds. Guys, all of my music when I do things like today, of course my SMG stuff has not been up this entire time, and I do apologize about that. There we go. So, Fifi Tales, you want to actually go onto Discord, click that link, and then go into the critique corner, post your art in there, and I will critique it from there, okay? But yeah, all music that I'm using is from No Copyright Sound. All of their information is per each one. Please check them out. I'm really awesome about all of that, okay? So uploads. Actually, let's do playlist, and then we'll go back to the DMB. There we go. Okay. So yeah, like I said, you're really close here. I like the dark shading on the back half of the hair compared to this lighter one. The photos quality is a little hard for me to see, and I apologize. I can't tell you too much here. Like, I like how the hair movement is going, though. You've got a good idea on that. The eyebrows, maybe still bring them down a little bit further. Again, I know you're going for an anime style, but they still feel too high even for an anime style. Like, this one goes all the way up here, and this one's like half here. Still kind of follow that line here. Maybe give her a little bit more shape into her face too. But again, that's an anime style that I know you're trying to hit. So, and they usually don't give too much shape into the face. That's just if you want to. A random kind of critique that I'm just thinking about here and thinking about what might help. Oh, the ear. Okay, really quick, guys. Your ear starts right here at the crease of your eye. The crease of your eye, if you feel all the way around to where your ear starts, it attaches right here. It goes up a little bit above it, and then it comes back down in, and then the bottom of it goes, wow, does it actually go around on my lip? Yeah, okay. So from here to here, my ear's huge. Yeah, that's where my ear is kind of at, okay? Think about that. The ear's way too high here. That's the other thing that's bugging me. So yeah, you did draw the ear though, which I do like, and that's good. You should be drawing that underneath the hair. It's just in the wrong position. Keep working on that, sweetheart. You're really close. I really like that. Bottom of your nose? On my ear doesn't. Does it? Maybe it does. Oh, it connects there. I was feeling where the bottom of it kind of hangs down a little bit, which is a little bit lower. Okay. So yeah, bottom of your nose. Okay, sorry. Back onto this. Yeah, I'd say pretty much the same stuff applies here. Last time when we had your critique, I told you to be careful with the hands. Still having the same problem here. The hands are way too small. Way too small. See how big? Look at. Well, here, since my camera's flipped. Wait, no. Okay, I'm reflecting it, but the camera isn't very well, so because it's flipped for whatever reason. Anyway. So look at how big my hand is doing this. okay? You have super tiny hands. Look that up. Okay, sweetheart? Your head is really big in comparison to your shoulders. Really small. You're losing a lot of your proportions into your shoulders from your faces. You've got a good grasp of what anime faces look like. Start working on the rest of the body, okay? If you're really wanting to enhance that style, that's fine. Look up other references of that style and how they draw shoulders and necks and collarbones and hands. Okay? I want to see you do another one with better hands. That's my challenge to you right now. I want to see another one where you do better hands. Okay? As JB said, I suggest to any young artist not to draw anime and focus on life studies and adapt and make your own style. Your experience will show. I do agree to that. I don't want to completely deter you guys away from anime because it is something that you can do, especially still learning and stuff like that. You can play with it a little bit, but I would still recommend while you're playing with that and learning what style you like out of anime to take life drawings at the same time and try to implement that into what you're doing with your cartoons, okay? It is very, very, and I know, trust me, I thought about it for a while. I'm not gonna lie, I was very stubborn about it for a long time because it wasn't like I was doing art for fun and it didn't matter and blah blah blah, you know what I mean? So please who's that Pokemon? It's Bulbasaur. Please guys, take the time to do a little bit of life studies. It's going to help you incredibly, even in your cartoons, okay? Like if I could, I would tell you go do a little bit of everything. Okay, do some realism, do animation, do comics. Like, I took comics, I took web design, I took a little bit of everything, and I feel like it helped me for a lot of different stuff in many different aspects that I do, okay? Animation really helped with pushing my perspective. Comics really helped me with, doing, framing stuff and how to actually do storyboarding for animation. Life studies help me with proportions and thinking about every single thing and breaking it down into simplistic shapes so that I can implement it and draw it by myself later. There's a lot of things that coincide with each other. Take lots of classes. Think of lots of different things. Try a lot of different things, okay? Yes, Panda Warrior, that is good. Panda Warrior said, thank goodness because I do a lot of anime, but I mix in real life in my sketchbooks. Good. Bulbasaur is my favorite Digimon. Derp Kit, please. Okay, Caro drew this. Super cute Bulbasaur. I can tell, obviously, you were looking at something a little bit to help you out with this, and you can really see. I love, actually, how you did the shading. Because, see, you don't have to be perfect in everything. You don't have to make everything super, super smooth and stuff like that. I love the texture that you got with that shading. It looks really nice, sweetheart. I like how you did the little green spots here. Look, you can even see some of the light on some of the green spots, too. My suggestion, when you're doing some of these spots, do them on a separate layer rather than all together. That way, you can draw by locking that layer so that you make sure that you still get, because look, your white shade kind of comes here, but your light actually still comes up here. So this white would still be up in here, and so that you don't accidentally, you know, smudge that light into the areas that you don't want to and go outside your lines of this nice, shape of the spots. You don't have to go outside the lines. You literally lock the layer and just paint on it, and you don't have to worry about going outside the layers because you got the basic shape down. Yeah? Again, I really love the texture. It's just some of your proportions are a little weird here. Bulbasaur is, like, look at how skinny his body is. Like, there's his butt. There's no bulk to him. And he's a beefy little dude, you know what I mean? Same with the eyes and stuff like that. All the proportions are just off slightly. The bulb doesn't quite sit on him properly. Think about that, too, when you're drawing that. But I like what you're, like, I know looks like you're trying to practice with both your coloring, your shading, and drawing. And you did a good job trying to do that. Just make sure that you have everything hammered out in your sketch first before you start going into and coloring all this stuff, okay? Do sketches as much as you can and then draw over top of it, or you can color underneath it, okay? Color underneath the lines, color your lines in, and then do like what I do. I draw a sketch, okay? figure out all the lines and stuff that I want to do. I'll do an undercolor. I will color the lines in, and then I will actually merge the layers that I need to, that is going to be like my main paint thing. I'd probably, again, in this case, I would keep the spots separate, but merge everything else together. Or you could even do like merge just the body, keep the spots, and then keep the bulb on a separate layer so that you can paint those separately and not have to worry about it. And then merge those with the lines as well, cut out pieces as you need to, and then paint it all together. That way you can still get your nice stuff. You know what I mean? So it's a way to work. If you want to see how I work with that, check out my speed paints on my YouTube. Okay, youtube.com/RinTheYordle. That's my username, RinIELENIKA, or it's in the description below on Twitch. For those of you who are here from Twitch, because this is going to be recorded for YouTube later. So look up that. You can see how I work with that. If you have questions, let me know. But that might be something you want to play with. Start checking out your medium and see what you can do. Again, nice work. Keep that up, okay? Keep working on that. Okay, yeah, that was your repost of that, and I already talked to you about that hip, so we're going to move on to the next one. Cappy posted this. Holy shit, I love this. Okay, I didn't get to read all of it. His backstory is that he lingers in Bilgewater, and he is the Robin Hood to Yordles that are terrorized by pirates. I guess you could say the only connection to Rin would be that they both originate from Piltover. Only difference is that Drac, is his name, was influenced by Rumble, and Rin influenced by Han. That's why Drac feels the need to take matters into his own hand. This is a really cool 3D sculpture. I really love this. Just for the record, Rin actually isn't from Piltover. She moved to Piltover. She's from Vandal City. Sorry, that's my backstory. Remember I was saying, guys, about specific characteristics that change and make your Yordle who it is? That's what he did here. Yordles are pretty, they start to look pretty the same, you know what I mean? Like the ears and the face, it's all fluffy and stuff like that. What's gonna really separate him? This hood completely separates him and how it fits around his body. Same with the rest of his armor and stuff like that. It looks awesome. It looks so cool, and it really gives him some characteristics. I don't really have much to critique on this, other than, personally, and this is coming from a modeling aspect of what I've done, is what are you going to use this for? And then if it is actually going to be animated, be careful about these fingers, okay? Looks like you didn't completely do all of them, which is okay, unless they're gloves. Actually, okay, I can't tell too much because some of the creasing in this area right here, actually, now that I look at it, looks like it's probably supposed to be gloves. I just couldn't quite tell that right away. So be careful about your creasing. Make sure those lines are really creased in there a little bit more. And I'm probably going to be able to tell more with texture. So I want to see, like, this looks like it's supposed to be some kind of a metal piece that sits up here, but it kind of, see how it kind of merges into the rest of the stuff here? I either A, need to see texture to help push these a little bit further so that you don't have to add the extra verts into it, or add the extra the shaping into it.
For great science.
So that you can see. The texture can usually push that a little bit more by darker colors onto these areas so that you can kind of fib it. If you really just want to make this a high poly model and you want to be able to sculpt everything out of it, then really push all of your, like, really creased areas. The hood is very well pushed, but these metal pieces, not so much. Same with the glove area. Let's see here, what else can I super nitpick a little bit? I like the area around the tail. I like the... You could do maybe a little bit more texture in some of the areas around the tail, but most of it's picked out pretty nicely. I do like that. See, I like the hard edges on the bag and stuff like that. Like, you did really good on some of this, just some of it's a little too flat. I think some areas in the front of his face is also bugging me just a little bit. I think it's just under the eyes. But yeah, see these hard shapes underneath his hair and stuff like that? That's all really good. And it starts to lose some of it right here into the hat. So yeah, just push those a little bit more, or when you add your texture map, make sure that those are popped really nicely, okay? Other than that, dude, I mean, your proportions are spot on for the Yordle. It feels really good. I like the ideas, and I love the idea behind him. He's really cool. Very nice work, dude. I might actually be coming to you for some information because I want to do high poly models again. I haven't used any sculpture programs quite yet, and I really want to get into that because I haven't made a model in a while, and I really want to do a high poly model of Rin. So nice job, dude. Really cool. Okay, that was a repost. So In Flames next. Ooh, who is this character? I don't know what this character is from, but I swear I want to know what it's from. Is that newer game that's coming out? I really forgot. I'm so behind on some of my stuff, so I apologize. I don't know who the character is specifically. I love some of these little scratchy areas right here that you did to accentuate the wings. And these details right here in these wings. Awesome. Mercy from Overwatch, that's what it is. Overwatch, okay. Thank you, In Flames. I appreciate it. So, Mercy from Overwatch. Like, the wing detail that you have is super fantastic. The armor detail that you have, super fantastic. The face and the shape, I really like it as well. Nicely done, the neck and everything. There's just some minor little things that are bothering me. Your hands are a little too small, for one. The arm right here definitely goes way too thin. Also, there's no muscle mass into her. Like, this is all clasping to her body, and I'm pretty sure is like a fitted suit. So you would see just a little bit of muscle mass in here, like right here. It would kind of curve into here, but like keep up this scratch work, okay? I want to see a little bit more of that in some of these other areas, like maybe under the breast a little bit, because that would help show a little bit of that detail. The other thing too is the boobs are a little off. You've got this bump that comes way up here, and then this one kind of starts to fall down like it's got the weight, and then just kind of falls short. So it's just little details like that. Like this arm, see how thick this one is compared to this one? This one's about the size that it should be. Maybe it could be a little bit bigger, but it's not bothering me too much. But it just goes flat right here. Like, see how short? Look at her arm right here, from here to here is right there, and this one goes from here all the way to here. So you're a little off. I know you're trying to do perspective, and that's really hard to do from that angle. Trust me, I don't quite understand it myself, but it doesn't quite fit. Okay. You've got the rib cage, which is good, and then you've got the hips that start to come out here. But then I'm losing detail on what's going on right here, and I'm not sure what this is over here due to lack of information. Like, it looks like this goes down into here, but where did her hip and everything else go here? I'm not really sure what's going on there. That might just because I don't know the character, but I really don't know what this is, and I want to see a little bit more detail of what's going on. So just some minor bodily proportion issues, but damn, dude, that wing. I'm sorry, I'm in love with this area right here with just the soft scratches to really kind of show where that area is pushed up a little bit. Keep working with that kind of stuff. It's a really nice scratch technique that gives and not only texture, but it gives volume. It shows shape. It's a really good thing to learn and keep working with. Please keep doing that, okay? Okay, thank you, Baka. Alright, next is
Perhaps I should try more rockets.
Bobby Fly, thank you for the resub, baby. I really appreciate that so much. Alright, next up is Oblivion with little cat girl. I'm not sure, maybe a Yordle. She looks a little bit shorter with a larger head and size. Either way, really cute. I love her coat. I love her little jeans and stuff like that. Again, it's like you have an idea of what you want to draw for each thing, but they're not set anywhere on the body. Yeah, no problem, In Flames. It was really nice. It was really cool. Just really think about where each thing is supposed to sit on the head, okay? Because they feel like they're floating around on her face, and they're not really set where they should be. You know what I mean? The ear would actually show, you'd see this other side a little bit more too. This one you wouldn't see that other side probably, but this one you would actually see and kind of move it around a little bit. Or the more creamish color you would see on this side. Okay, bye Yomu, take care sweetheart, thanks for joining. You know, is she completely flat, or does she have a little detail here? Because you've got the little bumps, like she's got something here, but there's no clothing detail at all of to help like actually show that there is weight coming down from the shirt, right? Same with the pants and stuff like that. Just little things like that to really think about. I like the style and idea that you had with the hair. I don't know why. I like this line work and the flow of it. It's kind of fun and crazy. It gives it a really cool and funky little shape. You could definitely keep with that. But, you know, really think about how that shape's gonna sit. Like, where does her hair actually start to come out of her head? It looks like it just flopped right there, and that's like a bang. Like, you kind of have that idea where it kind of swings around here. But I think you would actually come down a little bit more and not be, like, gravity-defying unless she had a bunch of hair that actually came up and moved through this area. You know what I'm saying? So you're really close on some of that. Again, I like some of the ideas that you've got going here. Keep practicing on some of your stuff, sweetheart, okay? Like I was telling everyone else. Think about where everything's supposed to sit on the head, okay? Oh, before I go, I think an indentation of the hands in the pockets should be made so that it doesn't look like her hands are disappearing. Yes, Yomu is correct on that one. It's just little stuff like that, really thinking about where everything is and where it's gonna go, alright? Ren, how much longer? Because I'm getting Discord right now. Technically, I've only got 15 minutes left. Wow, I've already been talking for an hour. However, guys, if I don't get to your work today, I'm gonna do some more, and I'm gonna live record it later, either later on my own time, or I'll do another critique as soon as I can to start catching up. So just start posting stuff in here, guys. Keep doing what you can. If I can't get to it today, I promise I will in my next video. I promise, okay? Okay, just in case. Oh, okay. Okay, so here's this next one by Milky. Move this back where it needs to. Sorry, I'm cuddling my kitty really quick because he's shaking when he sleeps. This is really cool. This is really cool. I love the lighting. I love the, like, glowing eye effect that you've got going here, Milky. Yeah, some of your proportions are off. Again, like, I like this hand actually coming out. You're pretty close on that one. You lose her shoulder kind of pushing forward a little bit because, like, her chest is straight forward, right? Like, the front part of her. But her shoulder, you're showing her actually swinging it around, but her shoulder is, like, back here. So this doesn't quite make sense, you know what I mean? So it's a little awkward because if she's swinging her hand around like this, like, watch how I'm doing this, okay? See how my shoulder's a little bit more forward? You want to think about that too, okay? Shoulder's definitely not forward right now. It's flat with her, and then it kind of, it's losing, you're losing some of your motion based on that, okay? Same with the arm here. Look at this back arm. It's going to push back into space a little bit, and it's going to be a lot longer than that, actually. So your elbow looks like it goes, like, right up into here, I think. And then her arm right here, like this top part of her arm, is a little too short. It's just little stuff like that. But like I said, you've got a really cool grasp of some of the shading and stuff that you got here. I like the style that you've got with it. I like the pleated effect that you've got going on here. It's pretty cool. Just think about how pleats actually move with the wind. Pleated skirts are really funky, okay? And then the designs on top of it too, especially if you're gonna do the plaid design, it's tough, okay? So you're really close on the idea though, and I really like how much detail you put into that. It looks really nice. All of the detail that you put into the fluff around the glove. And I love the little, like, ninja star and how nice that looks into here. And I like how the details of the cape are fitting onto it. Like, you're starting to get a good idea of how clothing flows. It's just a little weird in the skirt here. It's a little weird in some other little places, but you're really close. You're really, really close. Keep practicing with that. Look up some more details. Yeah, I think what would help you more on this is getting out of your chair and trying to do this position yourself. Think about where everything's gonna be at, and that'll help you for the next, okay? And then look up at, like, skirts and how they move with the wind, especially if it's gonna be a pleated plaid skirt, which is gonna be crazy hard on you next time. But seriously, keep up the great work. The other thing I want to recommend for some of your work here, you've got some of this lighter shade, like the reflecting light from this side. I want to see a little bit more of that too. maybe some of that reflecting light's gonna kind of, like, it's gonna make it way darker on the underside of the cape. Try to push your shades a little bit more, especially if you're gonna have this explosion going on in the background. All of that light is going to surround around the sides of her, but not really hit too much of her actual face. Like, you've got this soft lighting that comes on top, except for this one because that's closer to the actual, the explosion itself. Which that's fine, but I want to see a little bit darker and, like, pushed hard lighting. Or I'm sorry, hard shades. Hard shading that you want to have in here, because everything's really soft in some areas, and you got some of that hard shading, but it's not quite dark enough, and then it's soft again. It's like everything's a little on the too soft side. Try to push that a little bit more. See what you can really, like, emphasize on those shapes, okay? Man, Bear Kip, yo, what's up, dude? Long time no see. Welcome to the stream again, babe. Okay, so, but other than that, you've got some fantastic stuff. I love your line work. I love what you're trying to achieve. You've gone a very long way. You're definitely starting to push yourself. I really love what you've got here. Very beautiful work. Keep up the awesome work, okay, sweetheart? Alright. Verzard made some cutie-dooty little patootie. Poro, he's taking a sleep. Look at how tired he is. You can see, like, the darkness under his eyes and, like, the little bags. He is an exhausted little Poro. That little guy must have been running for a while, let me tell you. I like the details on that. He looks really exhausted, if you were meaning that to be anyway, because of the dark lines under his eyes and stuff like that. I love how very simplistic everything is. I think the thing that's bothering me right now is all your lines are black except for the pillow. And that feels really off on that. Yo, Man Bear, thank you for the congrats on the sub button. I'm so proud of myself for that. Okay. The black lines feel really hard in comparison to the pink pillow. Okay? Same with some of the shading. You're starting to just do the soft blurs and stuff like that. Some of it got a little bit harder here. But your hair and stuff like that, it's all just a little bit of cleaning up and extra time that I want to see you going into. And if you're going to color your lines, make sure you color all of your lines, okay? So, like, some of this fur, I'll show you guys this really quick. Fur is really fun to draw. I'll show you, oh wait, I gotta move my music back over here. Okay, copy image. I'm going to show you guys this really quick. I'll use yours as a thing. Hair is fun to draw and fun to color. You want to know why? Because you get to go all over the place and just have fun with it. I'm not even joking. Like, okay, well, not so crazy all over this place, but I mean, for this Poro, he's not going to have too much all over the place. Like, follow the shape of him, right? So the shape of him, let's do another just quick thing. So this is the shape of the Poro, right? So he's just this little oval-esque shape, right? He's a jelly bean. Alright, so the hair is going to literally follow that. Going to follow up into here. It's probably going to be a little bit shorter in this area. And then in this area right here, because he's got the shape of his nose that kind of pops out, usually a little bit more. Okay? It's going to start to come down in this area, right? And then the rest of it's just going to follow the rest of the body. So the hair is just literally going to follow alongside that, right? Think about that on your shapes, okay? Because now that we know that the position and how the shapes are gonna go, you just get to kind of make him fuzzy, and you could draw over top of your lines once you color them a little bit. Make sure that they're not just black lines. Poros don't have noses, I don't think. But they have, like, just a little, like, bridge of their face. You know? You just start taking some of these colors and picking them up, and all you do is just quick little brush strokes. Yep, but they're hidden? Oh, okay. I didn't even know they had noses. So you can get, like, your soft shapes in here, and I would actually put my opacity down a little bit because I'm so heavy-handed. I really like this heart shape around the horn, though. That's really close on that. Do some highlights in here, too, okay? Really think about that, too. Like, he's got a little bit of this yellowish color, so we're going to take some of that yellow and kind of blend it in a little bit, because that's the lighting source that we've got here. It's this background color. And we can do some of the lighter color and blend that in with it as well. And see, just adding that little extra more of the detail into the Poro fur, and voila! Look it, now he's a fuzzy, happy little thing. And you followed the shape of him, which gave him still a little bit more emphasis into his shape. Right? Instead of just this normal, strange, rounded shape that Poros are. Yeah? So there you go. Yeah, no problem, Verizard. I hope that helps a little bit. So there, color your lines, have a little bit more fun, and follow the shape of the hair that's gonna fit around this Poro, and it'll make it pop a little bit more. Alrighty? Oh yeah, and be careful of your shades here too. Like if you're gonna color the lines too, maybe use a darker pink for this this bottom line that's gonna follow along the shade. And then the highlighted ones, like I like this lighter color, so maybe like, you know, make sure that this is a lighter color on the outside of the Poro, but this one back here can be a darker color line if you're gonna do that, and then you can paint that right into it as well. Stuff like that, okay? It's gonna really help a lot with some of your stuff. Alrighty? See how that pushed it a little bit more? And then you can even use that line color, kind of give it that harder color right there, but then you can use that back shade color. It's a little bit lighter to show that highlight in the back. That's what I mean, guys. It's just following the shapes of stuff, giving a little bit of reflective light. Hi, PK! And there you go. Just little stuff like that, okay? Next up, we've got Thresh's dad. This is so cute. I love the cheapy and very simplistic style going on here, sweetheart. This is super adorable. I love the tiny rounded face and the big rounded ear around with the just, the simplistic face shape. I love this lovely, simple bow. I think I want to see a little bit more simplicity in the hair and stuff too. Like, you have so much simplicity going on with all of this. And then some of it goes too simplistic. Like, I think this is the tops of the trees. Oh, yeah, this is trees in the background. Okay. Aw, Paul Blart, yo! Thank you! No, nobody comes close to my knowledge, trust me. People are way more knowledgeable than me. I'm just trying my best. I could have a better vocabulary with it, however, it's lacking slightly, and I do apologize. My vocabulary is definitely not the best when it comes to critiques, but I'm trying my best, and hopefully I can get around to being a little bit more proficient as I keep doing critiques with you guys, and the things that you guys pick up and the words that you use, I will use those as well. Keep working with that. Anyway, back to the critique. And, Paul Blart, yes, I did go to art school, but some of it is self-taught and things that I've learned from other artists and other people in general. So passing that knowledge along as much as I can, and then giving that information to other people as it has been given to me from other people, professors, and friends alike, is very helpful. So, okay. So, that being said, back to this, like, you know what bamboo kind of looks like. You know, you made a simplistic version of bamboo. I know that it is because of the little links in between it, right? Simple enough. The trees, though, there's, you're not quite getting those simple details. How would a tree look? Like, come on, you got the cattails, you've got the bamboo, and then the trees are just flat. Come on, baby, you could have taken 2 more seconds to add a little bit more into those trees and make it look like an actual tree, because that would have added so much more to it. Also, like I said, just, like, keep with the simplistic lines here, because you've got these super cute rounded little shapes. I want to see that cleaned up in some of these areas here where you were making it very simple. You've got such perfect, like, little shaping and the colors here. And it starts to lose some of its shaping in some of these areas, okay? I don't know how to tree. Look up a tree really quick. Like, you don't have to do a lot of detail with it. Here, let me, again, pull this into Photoshop real quick. But it's okay, like, you're so close on this super cute idea. You probably don't even have to do lines, right? So we'll just really quickly draw over top of this, and just gonna use that background color that you have real quick. Okay, so let's pretend I actually had all the layers and stuff like that and I knew what the heck to do there. I don't have that, so I'm just trying to very quickly paint over top. Okay, so extra little things that we can do. Your lines are super nice here and like very minimalistic, so you could probably even just use your colors at this point to start adding these extra little just random details, and same for like the trees and stuff like that. Here's how you tree. Sort of, anyway. Draw out all the branches. Think about where it sits. Background, yeah? Just draw random little branches and stuff like that. Or look up a picture of a tree. I'm not doing this. I would actually normally look up a picture of a tree, make sure that I'm doing the kind of tree that I want to actually have in this swampy area. Because if I'm around where bamboo and stuff drawing, what kind of trees would be here? Probably more of a willow, I would assume. I'm not sure. My eco knowledge isn't the greatest. I can definitely tell you that. So alright, here's tree number 1. Tree number 2. These trees are super small. It doesn't matter. They don't have to be perfect because we're having a cutesy little world with this cutesy little Toho character. And I know it's a Toho character because someone's linked me it before, but I forgot her name and I do apologize. I don't remember. And then guess what? For like now all you do is just draw over top. Just do really simple like little shapes for like the leaves. That's probably going to be your highlight. So we'll probably want to use like a slightly darker color. Maybe a little bit more of a turquoise so it kind of pushes out from that dark green background. Sterno? Okay, thank you. Like I said, you don't have to have a whole lot of detail going into it, especially because you're trying to go for this cutesy, simplistic look. There you go. I mean, okay, you can do a little bit better than that, obviously, and spend more time on it than me. I'm trying to be quick so that I can do more information to people for Discord. And then, like, some of this back tree area, you'd probably want to kind of fade that in a little. So ice. Lol. So that background area is probably going to be lighter and you can slowly kind of fade that up. That way when you draw other trees and stuff, it's going to have a little bit more of a popping effect. Right? So just little extra details there that you can really kind of enhance it a little bit more. While still keeping to this cutesy look. If you're really wanting to do that, keep with that shape. Keep with all of this stuff here, right? Keep with very simplistic, you know, 1 or 2 little pieces of hair and shapes that'll fit around it perfectly in this perfectly cute little world in which she's not completely batshit insane and a crazy magical girl that can do all of the things. So, I think the trees could honestly do without lines because of how very simple, he's got everything here. But I mean, if you wanted to add very, very, very simple lines to stuff, maybe you could do that. Just like 1 or 2 little quick lines in here, but not full actual lines. I think that'd be okay because I actually like where the lines are more focused on here, but like look at how very simple the lines are on his bamboo and stuff like that. It's very, very simplistic and I like that, and I kind of want to see that still amplified if you are going to put it in the background. Make sure it's not very, very noticeable at all, you know what I mean? I want to keep to that simplicity, so That's me personally. But you can do that however you want it. That is a preference. So dad jokes are my game, but thank you, Rin. No problem, sweetheart. I hope that helped a little bit. You're really close on this really simplistic, cute style. It's super, super cute. Keep playing with it a little bit. See what else you can do with it. It's really nice. I like it. All right, guys, we're going to do one more critique, and that is for Sharigan. I will do the rest of you guys. Bakadoodles, Thou Art Potato, Fifi Tails, Panda Warrior. I will do you guys next time, okay? So, guys, if you still want to post your work, please do. I promise I can go over some more really soon, okay? But I really gotta take more breaks, or else I'm never gonna be able to do all of this, okay? I'm very sorry. So we'll see how soon I can do the next one. I'll plan it with you guys as soon as possible, and I will record it as soon as I can so that you guys get that feedback, okay? Guys, still, I want everyone, please, to join me on Discord and talk in Critique Corner, okay? It's right here, Critique Corner, okay? So you go to Discord. There you go, Panda Warrior. Posted it first. Thank you, sweetheart. Sorry, I was slower than you. Go to there. Go to the Critique Corner here in this channel. Post your work. Talk to other people. Give feedback to people. Think of stuff. Ask for help. Whatever you guys want to do. Guys, I want this Critique Corner area to be a really tight-knit community of all of us working together to help each other get better, okay? I should even start posting some of my work so that you guys can critique on me, alright? Will you guys help critique me? I hope you will, alright? So please, please join us. For those of you on YouTube, for the easy link, it is tinyurl.rindisc, R-I-N-D-I-S-C. And I should have links in the description on YouTube as well, okay? Also on my Twitch channel, the link is always there, okay, guys? That being said, Sharigan, I'm gonna get to yours. Everyone else, I will get to yours as soon as I can at a later time. So please keep posting, keep talking, keep giving each other feedback in the meantime. Now, Sharigan, I really like this idea. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not sure who this character is, but I really love it. Looks like Swan Warrior, Princess Swan, because you can see kind of the bill coming off here. You can see some of the eyes and then the white wings, but like this contrasting red. I like the subtle kind of fire-y background going on. I really like some of the details here. I like the eye shapes that you've got. I like how you can still see a little bit of the hair, but it still fits under the helmet. I think I want to see a little bit more shading onto the helmet itself, like on this glass piece. Excuse me. Because it would still reflect, it would still have some of the darker shades on here. Oh, hey McFlappy, welcome to the stream, babe. Thank you. I'm glad you like my work on Twitter. So, anyways, sorry, I was re-looking over this. Also, some of your darker shades, like right here, I like this light red that you have, but I still think it would be darker coming up here. And I'll show you. Copy image. It's time to start painting over top of people's stuff because now I'm in the mood for that. Okay, so I think this red color would be a really good highlight color on this red pieces that you have, but I think you still need some darker shades going on here because you've got, again, you've got this bright light coming behind and you do have some of the highlight coming up into here, but it's not still quite enough of like the extent. You would really, 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 really benefit from taking some darker, maybe purple-ish colors going over top and really darkening some of these areas. Like that highlight on her is going to really be pushed, okay? And I'm just going to show you really quickly, just kind of paint in the areas where I think it would be a little bit darker with some of the highlights coming in through. And then watch the magic happen as I hit multiply. So you're still going to see some of the shapes of her face. It's going to be a little less... Oops. Hey, let's get a brush here. Where'd my brush go? Is that the one? That's the one. I lied. Alright. That multiply. Bam! Okay, I wouldn't suggest using a multiply, but I'm doing it so that I don't have to like paint over top of everything and mess up your drawing and not make a whole lot of sense. And then even on top of that, you're still going to have some of this like orangey, darker. Darker! Nope, still darker. Darker kind of highlight coming off of this helmet. I'd have to play with it more. I don't feel like that's completely right, obviously, but might actually go through some of her eye, and I think that's why I kind of don't like it. But I mean, the shape of that helmet, I want to see that a little bit more, because this is going over top of her, and you're not going to see all that detail coming through. Unfortunately, I do like the face shape, but I mean, you're still gonna be messing with some of that. We'll tone that down so you can see a little bit more through it. So we could play with that more to kind of get an idea, but I want to see that helmet pushed a little bit more and the shape pushed a little bit more, and then current layer. Okay, no. That's not the color. Come on. Not current and below. Current layer. There we go. Alright. Anyway. You're gonna have some seriously hard, like I was saying for some of you guys earlier, and for this one too, because you have that bright background, there's going to be some very, very, very hard shading, alright? That hard shading is really going to show up, and some of that highlight is also going to show up too. So like, look, we're already starting to get a little bit more in here. Like, look at how much more that pushed the character. You know what I'm saying? And this is like really crappily done. I just overdid on top of just a little bit really quickly. For right here, we have a rounded shape of the arm. It's going to actually, you're gonna have a little bit more of this reflective light. So like some of this, that will go to the paint over top layer. Have a little bit of this yellow kind of reflecting back. Just a little bit. Kind of blended in some of that. Ooh, I can definitely see some of the blends of a little bit of color in here. Be careful about your shapes and stuff for the hands and stuff too. I just realized your shoulder's a little lost here. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on with the shoulder here. So, and then this is, again, this is really long. Look at, like, your shoulder's somewhere up here, top side. When, if it's gonna be that long, like, or the elbow's gonna go there, her shoulder should actually be, like, somewhere here. So, and then, yeah, the arm's just kind of long overall. Hands a little on the weird side too. So it's little stuff like this, and I'm nitpicking really heavily right now, okay? So, but you're really close. You're really close on all of this. I love the shades that you do have going on, the shape that it's following. Look at how nice these details are right here into the body armor. Like, you really see the little wrinkles and stuff here. I love that. I love these little wrinkles coming in. It's a little lost on some pieces right here. Like, the shape of the dress is lost a little bit. But I still really like how it starts to wrap around the body a little bit. I think it would just also start to wrap down this way, and then you would have this upper area where her leg's coming up, right? And then this would probably be out and up a little bit more, and it probably would just kind of flap down like this. So, I mean, again, really think about each of those shapes, but you've got a good idea of some of the shading here. You just need to push it a little bit more. Add a little bit more colors of the background going on. Add a little bit more colors of, push that darkness with the highlight and the reflective light coming up from all of this bright fire in the background. This hand back here would also be because that's her back arm. Which, it's good. You definitely try to push the perspective, but this is gonna, like, almost be lost into the color back here. You know, it's gonna have this hot, washed out kind of coloring back here. But yeah, I love all of that. I love some of the details that you're getting into some of this. Keep pushing it. Keep working a little bit harder. Keep, adding a little, yeah, like some of the detail in the belts lost here, because you don't have any shade on some of this when it would definitely have a little bit more. I want to see that pushed more. That should be really dark on this side with maybe like a little bit of a reflective light off the side. You know, stuff like that. Keep pushing that. Keep playing with it. Oh yeah, and like I said, the last thing I was going to show you really quick. Like I said, I really like this bright orange kind of color that you've got here. But it's going to be more muted because of the shade. But if you kept that, like, just slightly brighter color, see how much that kind of pops that back end now? And if you had this a little bit darker too, with a little bit... See, your foreground's also on the cools when it should be in the warms because of all the fiery. So that's why I think the purple would work better on some of this. So you have just some of that going on right there. I mean, see how that pushes it just a little bit more? So... push that more, sweetheart. You're really, really close on some of that. You've got a good grasp of how some of the shapes and stuff like that should be on the body. You know, keep working on the body proportions itself, making sure you remember where your shoulder is going to sit, how far the elbow should come down, the hands, and then pushing your shading more. Playing with some of the colors, and it'll look really awesome. Nice work. Really nice work. I love, like I said, I love some portions of this a hell of a lot. I really love your little creases and stuff like that. I just want to see a little bit more. Alrighty? And that, guys, is today's Critique Corner Power Hour. Alright? So, like I said, please, guys, keep posting into here, okay? I promise I will do another video where we will do more live critiques. So please post on here. I will get down to that as soon as I can for the next video. I promise I will be going over this. I will post any recordings that I do on to YouTube as well in case you miss it. It will be there for you guys, okay? Please chat with other people, give feedback to other people. Even if you're not an artist, it's okay. Chesha, that was, Sharigan. I haven't watched the video. I had no idea who that was, unfortunately. But Sharigan is the person who posted it here earlier. So that is not my work. I'm doing a critique day for other people. My work is all over the site elsewhere. This is just one of the days that I stream and I show off other people's work and I give critique back while the chat helps with those critiques as well. So yeah, guys, Discord. Join up on Discord. Come hang out in the critique corner. Give critiques, get critiques, share the love. Alright, guys? I love you all. Thank you so much. And that's where I'm going to end that. Okay? Thank you guys very, very, very much. You all have a fantastic day, okay? Okay.